So as your kids get a bit older, it's tough to decide when might be the right age to allow them to stay home alone. And of course, then it's deciding how long they should be alone. Derek Wing with Pemco Insurance here this morning. And according to the U.S. Census, Derek, 7 million kids who are younger than 14 are home alone sometime during the day. So thank you for joining us. And you have some tips for parents and some guidelines, because this is important. You know, I grew up a latchkey kid.
Sure, so did I.
But we're living in a different era now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think that what Pemco would say is that it's a family decision in terms of when to keep or let a child stay home alone. And really, it's dependent on a lot of different factors. Number one, how old is your child? Number two, how mature is the child? Number three, is there a neighbor whom you trust that you can kind of have be a second set of eyes? And then lastly, how long are you as a parent going to be away from home? Those are all considerations to think about before you let a child stay home alone.
And so how safe is it just in general for parents to be leaving their kids home alone in this day and age?
I think in this day and age, it's probably safer than it was in years past. You know, we've got some stats that show that crime is pretty much down in all facets. So, you know, that's kind of a nice thing. The other nice thing is that with the advent of modern technology, things like smartphones and such, you know, the whole idea of being home alone really is a lot less isolating than it was in years past.
Okay, so you have some tips that
We
you'd
do.
like to pass along.
Yes, Pemco's got 5 tips that we want parents to know about in order to kind of check and make sure that your kid is ready to be home alone. The first one is just talk safety, not danger. This one might be a little bit of a surprise. Don't talk about stranger danger. That sounds kind of inverse to what other people have said in the past, but you don't want to make your kid afraid in a real emergency. And what you do want to talk about is just safety. You know, walk them through certain things just to kind of get them prepared, possibly do some role playing. Number 2, make friends with an alarm system. If you happen to have an alarm system at home, you know, you want to demystify the process for them. There are a lot of little buttons on there. The kids might not know exactly what to press and when. So if you show them very, very carefully and calmly without kind of freaking them out, you know, in an emergency, they'll be able to figure out what to do. Number 3, remind children that they are not watchdogs. You know, it's not a kid's job to make sure that the home is safe and secure necessarily when they are not home. If their spidey senses start tingling and, you know, they see a door ajar or a window open, you know, it's not their job to go and figure out what's going on. Their job is to make sure that they're safe.
And so what you're alluding to here, the kids need to be, you know, of a certain age to be able to understand this stuff. So,
sure, absolutely.
What age are we talking about?
You know, like I said, I think it depends. You know, my wife and I just had that conversation actually earlier this week, and one of the things we said was probably, I don't know, maybe 12.
Okay.
So in any event, yeah, so as we go on, teach kids how to use a home security system. Also, teach them how to go to a neighbor's house in the event of an emergency. Also, teach them about small emergencies, mini emergencies. Things like if they happen to be cooking a grilled cheese sandwich on the stove and the smoke detector goes off because they burned it. You know, follow some steps and, again, kind of go through the process. Take the pan off of the oven, put it in the sink, turn on the water, you know, fan things out a little bit so the alarm stops. And then lastly, be prepared for big emergencies. Have them have a plan, you know, in case of a smoke detector or carbon monoxide detector going off. Tell them where to go, maybe have a neighbor be prepared. So, you know, just the whole idea is kind of not freaking them out, not scaring them, and just having them have a plan and be comfortable being home alone.
Yeah, and know how to call for help if they
Absolutely.
need to, right?
Sure.
All right, Derek Wing with Pemco. Great to have you.
Nice
as
to see
always.
you. Thank you.
All right.